This is peak Marvel. Today, let's look at a figure that I believe every Marvel collector has to have in their collection. This is the diecast Hot Toys Iron Man from Endgame, and I am very excited to get him out here. I picked him up with a pretty decent discount because at the time of filming, at least, I'm hopefully when you're watching this, he's still available, but he was actually still on Sideshow as an available figure. He wasn't waitlisted, he wasn't anything, he's just still available because I guess he was made at a time when Hot Toys was just overproducing all their figures, which for me, who got into collecting a little bit later, is perfect. And this is another figure from all that overproduction that I believe I need in my collection, and I believe that you may need it as well. I know I already mentioned that every Marvel collector should have this one, but of course, let's do a review on it and you can actually see if it's one that you do for sure want in your collection, because these things are expensive. And if you don't need them for sure, you definitely don't want to waste some money on it. So let's see if it's worth it. As you all know, every good unboxing must start with the box. And we don't have a Star Wars figure today, so we actually get a very beautiful box. Of course, right here we have a very nice image of Iron Man. It doesn't look like the figure or even a photo from the movie. It's just like a very nice art piece. This looks very, very good. I love the parts that look like it's actually like glowing. Those look very, very good. And then there's a bunch of like weathering and just, oh yeah, the paint application is awesome. The box feels very good too. There's like little raised parts. Like these feel a little like rubbery. I'm not sure. That's the best way to describe it. And then you see all the like flaking and ash and everything in the background. And of course, this is the Sideshow exclusive version. If you find this one and it's of course the same price as the standard collector edition, then of course just get this one. Makes the most sense. Then, of course, my favorite part of this box art, right here. We have Iron Man's sacrifice. If, for some odd reason, in 2025 you haven't watched Avengers Endgame yet, this is a huge spoiler, but yes, he dies. Iron Man takes all the stones from Thanos and snaps, bringing everybody back. This, in my opinion, is the most iconic moment in the MCU ever, and honestly, it'll probably never be topped. I absolutely love seeing that moment in theaters. It was so emotional. It was just incredible. So speaking of which, let me know down in the comments what your favorite scene is from Endgame, whether it's with Iron Man or just any character. Mine, of course, is that scene. Then down here it just says Avengers Endgame, a bit shiny. Probably see the light reflecting off that. This is Iron Man Mark LXXXV, or of course Mk85 battle damage version. I know there's another version, I can't remember if it's this one or a bit older one, but it's also exclusive to like the Disneyland Avengers campus. I think Sideshow had some of those. It's probably sold out by now, but that one looks cool. If I ever go there, I'll have to check them out, see what Hot Toys they have there. And this is MMS543 D33. And I believe the D33 has something to do with Disney. 1/6 scale collectible figure. Then it just says Hot Toys and movie masterpiece. Then what I love is that this is a die cast figure, which means that there's some metal components inside, which means he's gonna actually be a little Iron Man-y, not just a plastic man. So that's incredible. Let's now roll to the side of the box where it doesn't open, although the figure's already trying to slide out on me. It just says the same saying, Iron Man Mark battle damage version. This though is awesome. You can see all his different suits here on this side. Let me know down in the comments if you can name every single suit you see here. For me, the most defining feature usually is that little arc reactor. You see this one's kind of like that more like rounded upside down triangular shape. And then we have this one, which I think is from Civil War. And then you have like the circle ones. And yeah, every single suit is so iconic. Hot Toys makes a bunch of Iron Man, and unfortunately, they're always so pricey. They're like usually over $400 if they're die cast, and they almost pretty much are always die cast because they got the molding down now. I want a bunch of Iron Mans in the future, but I'm gonna have to take it slow, get them over time. I definitely need the Battle of New York one from the first Avengers movie. That one would look awesome. I believe that one's the Mark 6, and then I do have the Mark 46. I believe that's the Civil War one, actually coming very soon, so expect to see that again on the channel. And yeah, there's so many Iron Men. Even, oh, yep, see that one up there. Like the Mark 1 is super cool. That one's still available. Even the like test rig version where it's just Iron Man wearing the boots and stuff. And man, so many Iron Man figures. And yeah, it's so tough because I want every single one. And yes, I'm rambling now because I see all these Iron Men. I'm like, oh, I want that one. Oh, no, I actually want that one. Yeah, I want all of them. So if I don't hit the camera again, then yeah, there's just so many Iron Men I want. But you can see up here, there's like a gold arc reactor. Down here, a gold Avengers logo. Go into the back with everything trying to slide out on me, of course. You can see all this information that you can go ahead and pause and read if you really want to. And man, we have that right there, proof that Tony Stark has a heart. That is awesome. And a bunch more suits. Oh, you can even see like the rig, putting it together, and man, this is so cool. I actually love this art. This box, yeah, there's so many good boxes, but well, except Star Wars ones. Those ones are always very boring. But when it comes to Marvel, DC, other stuff like that, their boxes are so good. This, just looking at it, because I love the original phases of the MCU, I absolutely love this. This box has to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite. So let's, of course, go to the top of the box. It's a bit close to the camera, but you can still see it says Iron Man, Mark 85, battle damage version, all the other information on there. Then the bottom is actually different. It says Avengers Endgame, and I love this nice little metallic looking red along the whole box. So now let's actually open this thing up. The best way to do that, honestly, is probably just put it on the side with all the actual foam. Go like that, tilt it a little, slide it out. Doing it a bit oddly, actually. I don't know what I'm doing at this point because I'm trying not to hit the camera again. Then we have all the foam. I love when Hot Toys does this. My first diecast Iron Man, which is a figure I got when I first started collecting because I've seen it years ago and I knew I had to have that one, is the Punisher War Machine armor. He's actually, if I look here to my right in my shelf, he's just chilling right there. He looks incredible. Now this is the second Iron Man I added to my collection. Not the second diecast figure, because I have had 3 Zeros Optimus Prime, the Dark Trooper, and then I think that's about it. I'm looking around my collection room right now and I see the 3-0 T60 power armor, but yeah, that one's just plastic. Very cool though. But man, so glad to get another diecast figure. I do actually have another Iron Man currently sitting in a box right over there. I know I said I have the Mark 46 coming, but there actually is another one that's going to be coming out the week after this video comes out. So definitely subscribe for that one because it's another in-game figure. You might already be able to guess from that, but yeah, give me some guesses down in the comments as well. Man, I know this is a very long unboxing segment, so I am very happy you're sticking with me because I'm just rambling now. You can already tell I'm very excited about this figure, and yes, he is visible now, and yeah, I can't stop smiling. Oh yeah, and they always print this on the actual foam on the front, so that's very, very cool as well. Okay, without further delay, we have plastic. Okay, this figure comes with a lot of plastic. For being called Iron Man, I don't know why there's a lot of plastic in here. So I'm gonna start calling him Plastic Man. And yeah, okay, I'll stop teasing you now. Let's just grab him. Let's gently lift him up. Oh, very, very heavy. Yeah, I can tell the top half is a bit lighter, and then down here is where most of the metal is, because when I started lifting him, he just whoop. Yeah, he started just drifting down like that. Oh yeah, I can already feel that metal in the legs. Yeah, some of it's plastic, of course, you know. Not completely metal, but man, this already looks incredible. You can just see him there, super battle damage, super shiny. Oh, this is so good. Admittedly, I haven't had the best luck with diecast figures. The Dark Trooper I was talking about actually likes to, you know, not stand on its own too well. Then the Punisher one is a bit old, so the joints are a bit like kind of worn, I guess. Like not too worn, I can get them to stand, but they like to slowly like slide out as I'm trying to pose them, so I have to always use the stand with them. This one right off the bat, these joints feel a little stiff, which I'm actually kind of glad about. We'll take all the foam out and actually take a better look at them coming up. But right off the bat, man, that looks good. There's not a lot of battle damage on the back. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But on the front, ooh, he got messed up. Yeah. I'll save it all for, of course, the figure overview section, but just know he looks great. And okay, that flap moves. I was like, dang, there's a gap. Is that broken? No, I think we're okay. So now let me get him out of here and we'll look at the rest of the box. We have the Plastic Man's plastic himself, a bunch of it. Let me just move that out of the way. And then we can see all the top layer accessories here, including that nice little Robert Downey Jr. sculpt. I know I don't usually do this, take some of the accessories out, but I just have to look at this. It's technically an older figure, so, you know, the eyeballs don't move, stuff like that. But let's just set that back down real quick and take off the top layer, because yes, there's a bottom layer. In the bottom layer, of course, you can see the exclusive accessory, that blue shield that is stuck to the top of the box while I'm opening it. Actually, it's made of like the same material as this plastic because I didn't even see that it was sitting on top there. Yeah, we'll talk about this in the accessory overview section. It's cool that they include it, but you can already tell from me not being able to like recognize it compared to this type of plastic that it's a little cheaply made. So let's just slide that top layer off over there. Now we can see everything else down here. Nice base, nice accessories. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take all this stuff and the stuff I saw off to the side and lay it all out here, and we'll just, yeah, look at every single accessory he comes with. So you can see this figure is pretty accessory light, honestly. Since this is the in-game version, I kind of expected it because honestly, the main accessory is just going to be him with the actual like Infinity Stone glove. Infinity War, he did a lot more things, and I believe that one comes with more accessories. I did see there's an accessory pack as well, which is probably compatible with this figure. It's also obviously compatible with the Infinity War version. That one has like different swap out feet, his kind of like more planted style feet, I believe his kind of like hammer fist stuff, and a bunch of cool things like that. If you guys really want me to, maybe I can track that down, but for now we're just gonna see what this guy comes with. Up first, let's just knock out the boring accessories. So for the first time since I at least started speaking in my videos, I know I did the old kind of boring style where I just kind of showed you everything the figure comes with, not come with. That doesn't make sense, you know, I'm talking too fast today. But anyway, yeah, my older videos, I have that style where I kind of just showed the figure off, did some poses, just like, here's all the accessories, move the camera around, and played music in the background, or just whatever music I get off the YouTube library. So they're kind of boring. I didn't really like them, so I switched to this style. And hopefully you all enjoy it. Let me know down in the comments if you like this new style, just talking about every figure, doing everything like that. But since I started talking, at least this is the first figure that does not come with wrist pegs. So the reason it doesn't come with extra wrist pegs, we will get into in the figure overview section. You'll find out why. So the boring accessories for this figure is going to be 2 screwdrivers, I guess a plastic flathead one and a little mini Phillips one. Luckily I have my precision screwdriver, so I can probably just use that instead of these, especially because that one's plastic. So interesting. Then yes, there's a ton of batteries in there. That's going to be a pain, but yes, I'll do it for you guys. Go ahead and grab the figure, put all the batteries in, and show you every light up feature. Then next, this is actually kind of interesting. This flight pole is very hefty. I know it's a die-cast figure, so that's probably why they wanted to have it to where you could like pose the figure kind of in different flight poses and have the actual like flight stand support them. So that makes sense. So since the figure's metal, you gotta have a heavy-duty flight pole. This one though is basically the same as all the others. You know, it's just black. Just pop the cap off, put the little waist clamp on there. So yeah, you just take that off, grab this, and let's see if it fits on right now. Nah, I'm gonna have to loosen it a little. It's a bit tight, so if you need to loosen it, oh wait, no, never mind. I was lying, I guess. It wasn't too tight, it just needed to be worked around the tip here. But if yours is too tight, you just like loosen that little Phillips screw right in there and you should be good. Now that we got that in place, we'll just pop the cap back on and there you go. Since we were looking at the flight pole, we might as well look at the base next. This base, pretty standard. You can see there's probably little cutouts there for where you can have them stand or kneel, because yes, at the end of the video, you're going to see that pose. You already know what that pose is, but yes, you're going to see that pose. This base, I do like. It's not their boring rectangle type, but yeah, it is actually missing a little like nameplate, which would be kind of cool to have personally. I do wish we got that, but we don't here. So just keep that in mind if you do want to get this figure. For some diorama display bases, Hot Toys does give you a nameplate, kind of like that Jack Sparrow, the Indiana Jones, other ones like that. But this one, you don't get anything. But also my Spider-Man from No Way Home, the integrated suit one, has a like really cool looking deluxe display base, like diorama style. And that one doesn't have a nameplate either. So, you know, you get good and bad with that. I don't really mind it too much. I mean, it's always cool to have a little like option to show the actual name of the character like next to him or on the base or something like that. But yeah, we don't get that, and that's okay. This base though is very nicely detailed. You can feel all the kind of like little texture in there for all the dirt, and then the rocks look pretty nice. You can see these are all nicely detailed, just all the rocks around there. One thing I did notice though is right in the front, there's like this kind of flatter rock. I don't know if it's just me, but this looks like texture, you know, in like a video game or something, when the texture is not loaded or it's like the side of something that comes out, it's just like the straight down lines. That's what this kind of looks like. And honestly, I don't really like that. It's a bit unfortunate because it's right in the front. And that to me is the worst part of the base, and it's directly in the front. Everything else around it looks great, except for, yeah, everything looks great. I mean, maybe not that one, but yeah, except for this right here in the front. It's a bit flat, a bit odd looking, but yeah, let me know in the comments if it bugs you. Now let's just quickly go ahead and get the flight pole in there. You can see this is a bit of a longer flight pole because obviously it's gonna have to support a die cast figure, so it makes sense. But you just get that in there, go ahead and screw it in nice and tight. Don't overdo it, of course. You don't want to strip anything, don't want to break the plastic, break the flight pole. But man, this one goes in there quite a bit because it needs to support this figure. And there we go, got the flight pole in there, looking very good. Now let's talk about the accessory for the box real quick. And yes, I call it the accessory for the box because this is going right back into the box after this video. This is a clamshell style shield. He uses it to, of course, shield Hawkeye. We all remember that scene. He doesn't really use it anywhere else, I do not believe. It's a cool inclusion, but it definitely need to be exclusive to the special edition because not everyone is going to want this. Even I don't really want it, but special edition was the one I was able to get my hands on. So yeah, it's going to work though, at least. We'll do some posing with it, but yes, for me, it's going to go back in the box. It's nice and transparent. It's like a lighter blue. Then you kind of use his fist to jam it in there. I'll kind of show you that once we get there. But it does look good. It's going to get the job done. It's flimsy, just plastic. I mean, I didn't really expect him to give us a big, like, heavy-duty plastic shield, but it's just too big, and I don't plan on using it anyway. And I use tackle boxes to store all my stuff, so yep, it's going to go right back into the box and probably never be used after this video. Now let's go ahead and look at his head sculpt real quick. We took a quick look there in the beginning, but yeah, this looks good. You see this is definitely the battle damage version. There's a bit of blood there. There's some blood up top there. Here, we'll do it right now. I'll put the head here and I'll pull up an image over here, you know, of the actual dude. Or not the actual dude, yes, just Tony Stark, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I'll pull up an image of him from Endgame and you could do a comparison yourself here. Let me know what you think. But this looks great though, just for what it is. You can see he's got some grain in his hair. It's like a lighter brown. This isn't the best head sculpt for Tony Stark. There's a bunch of them out there and this one looks good, but man, I would love to have rolling eyes in the future. This suit specifically, I do believe could benefit from a 2.0 treatment because the rolling eyeballs. This is the Iron Man that most people are probably going to have unmasked on his knees, holding up, of course, the Infinity Gauntlet in that snapping pose. So if you had rolling eyeballs and just a better head sculpt, that would be ideal. But for most of the other suits, I feel like a lot of people aren't really gonna display them just with the head, but this specific one, I believe they are. So that's why this one could, in my personal opinion, could benefit from the 2.0 treatment. I would just love to have rolling eyes for this sculpt. Along, of course, with some updated texture, because yeah, it looks good. The beard's a bit thin, but it looks accurate. Just, yeah, it could be updated quite a bit. Now let's check out his hands. The hands for his figure are a bit odd. And I say odd because there's not a lot of them. You do get the essentials, but yeah, let's just look at them. So you do get 9 hands total. There's 7 here and then 2 more on the actual figure. But the only reason I say odd is because you see there's some that are like regular and then some with the actual gauntlet. So it's interesting. Yeah, let's just look at them. Let me go grab the figure. So first up, we'll look at his standard hands, not the gauntlet ones. So yeah, on the figure, he comes with, already rotating on me. He comes with these kind of closed fists, one for each side. Then he has a left and right kind of propulsion style ones. Not really flight style because actually there's no flight effects that come with this figure. So these ones are more for like blasting, or maybe if he's doing like a stance, like kind of, you know, in his like 3-point stance, something like that. But I always love that they include these because without like bending the wrist, like kind of up a bit, you know, awkwardly with the actual pegs, these ones you just put in there and they're already in that position, which I really like. Then there's a left and right articulatable hand. These are interesting because I'll set that one down and just show you. You can articulate every finger, every little joint in here you can articulate. You don't really get gripping hands or anything, so this is all you get. We'll look at it more when we use like the sword or any other accessory that requires it. But in the long run, I probably won't really be using these unless I really want them with a sword. These are cool, but honestly, kind of like a way for them to just save money on giving you gripping hands or anything else. They basically just said, yeah, here you go, do it yourself. And it does get the job done, but yeah, it could have been a little bit better. And now for the gauntlet hand, which also comes with the forearm. You can, of course, pop this off. It's 2 different pieces, and yes, it's a different style wrist peg, so that's why you don't get extras, because it's just molded into the forearm, which is pretty nice, actually. I do really like that. Looking at the forearm first, yes, I will put all the effects in and light it up and everything, but for now, this does look very good. You can see there's actually a light in the end, and this is what actually lights up the gauntlet itself. So that is very neat. I do really like that. You can see the bottom's not really battle damage, but the part that matters, yeah, looks good. I am very excited to get the batteries in there, but I'll save it for the figure overview section. I know I gotta not just spend all my time looking at hands. So we'll do that then, but just know this battle damage and the detailing looks very good. Then you do get an articulatable little gauntlet hand, so yes, you can move every finger, same as the others. It looks good. You can see every little stone in there up top, the big yellow one in the middle, and yeah, it looks great. But yeah, it's nice to include this one, but it's not the one I'll be using in my display because we get these two. This one is a bit more open, so before he snaps, when he's just like giving Thanos the death stare or something like that, it's just showing him like, yeah, I got your stones. He's just holding his hand out, aiming at Thanos with everything kind of glowing. Man, going off track, but yes, I really want that in-game Thanos. I believe I saw somewhere where he's still available that's not eBay, so maybe I'll have to pick him up for the future. Let me know if you guys want to see that down in the comments. But yeah, this is a great little piece. This one is very good, and oh yeah, forgot to talk about that stone there on the thumb. But I love this. Look at all that detailing in the hands, all the damaged pieces. This figure, it's a little older, but is still great. Then here is the hand. Basically, in my opinion, everyone's going to be using the snapping hand. The only reason I feel like people won't use this is because for it to look amazing, you probably have to use all the light up effects, and not everyone's going to be able to do that because it's batteries. And that actually is another reason why I do believe Hot Toys should 2.0 this one. Hopefully not soon, because I literally just got this one. So if they announce a 2.0 soon, then yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with him. But USB for the light up. That is what I mean. Having light up for the USB means that you can have this figure illuminated basically all the time. Don't have to worry about anything except the LEDs dying. But it is very convenient. You don't have to pop off every panel, like flip switches, do anything like that. You just hit a button in your display if you have it hooked up correctly, which I will be doing in the future. Then once that button's hit, you just have everything in your display light up. You have like your overhead lights, you have every USB hub, stuff like that activated, and every figure is lit. That will look incredible, and that is my in-game goal for my collection. I want to get a bunch of Magic cases, get a bunch of hubs, and just have everything glowing. Except, of course, this figure, because it's button cell batteries, so he's just going to be sitting there with the lights off. Now let's look at his little crab claws. These are pretty cool. I do believe these also have a light up function. You can see the little transparent blue there, and I think it goes through his arm as well. The light up function for this figure is pretty cool, and I think that's why another reason why I don't get wrist pegs, because every single little peg in there is actually a little light bulb. And that light bulb, you know, we plug it in and then it just illuminates everything for the hands, for these, for yeah, whatever you need. These look pretty great. Let's just set one down because they're basically identical. You get two if you want them on his left and right hands, but yeah, you can see the teeth in there look very, very good. Then the nice transparent blue for the light up effect. And these aren't very battle damaged. They're kind of pretty clean, honestly, so they're not really going to fit them too well, but they'll get the job done if you want them to just be using these to blast whatever you want in the display. Last but not least, we have the sword. I do not believe the sword lights up, but you can see it has some nice transparent blue for the actual blade. Then you use his articulatable hands to actually use this little grip here. This looks like a nice, like very ergonomic grip. Look at that. You see slots for every finger, and man, yeah, that looks comfy. I'd like to try this thing out. But yeah, that's basically it for the blade. It looks pretty good. We have now looked at every accessory. Before we get to the figure overview section, I'm not gonna make you watch it, but I'm gonna take those batteries, go ahead and open the figure up and put every single one inside so I can just show you all the light up features. Now let's look at the light up features for this figure, and I'll tell you the tragedy I had trying to do all that. It took me a while, at least like half an hour maybe. I'll explain the difficulties, but first let me just show you this real quick. So a little less related to the figure, but I just want to show you how this shield works because I'm gonna do a pose with it. You take his right fist hand and it just sits in there like that. There you go, got the shield on, and yep, looks cool, I guess. Yeah, just had to show you guys that real quick. But now let's look at his light up features. So the first one, yes, I'm probably gonna be bumping the camera quite a bit. You just pop that little headpiece off and then you have the switch. And bam, his eyes light up. Don't worry, I'll be turning down the lights coming up once we get them all on, but I just want to show you each individual one first. The next ones are actually underneath his armor on the back. You see that little gap there? You want to take that little plastic tool and pry it up, like so. Just get that in there, and yep, it just kind of pops up. Once it's off, you just go ahead and flick this switch. You can see it lights up a bunch of little pieces on the back, bunch on the front, and his little arc reactor. Next, both these little bicep pieces come off. I'll just show you one. For these, there's like a little lip on the inside, so kind of hard to do on camera. Let me open his arm up a little more. Get this little tool in there, best I can at least. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna use the tool. The tool is plastic and it doesn't work too well. So yeah, you can just get your finger on that part and pop it up. And then you can go ahead and flick this. This one though, all it lights up, of course, is just the little Yeah, there you go. His hands looks pretty cool. Now for the thighs. These I left off, and this is where the tragedy happened. I have absolutely no clue where this screw went. I took this off and the screw literally disappeared. I searched everywhere, and that's partially why it took me so long. I couldn't find that screw. It disappeared, and yeah, I just couldn't find that screw. Luckily, these stay in place pretty well. They were pretty hard to take off, honestly. I had to pry them, pull them, do everything. They finally came off. But once they're off, they're held by these two little friction pieces. What I recommend is get the tool, kind of pry it here and like lift up. This plastic tool bends a lot, just yeah, be careful. Then once these are on, literally all these light up, even though it's big batteries, is this. I don't think there's anything else that lights up, and yeah, it's a bit odd. So actually, since I'm putting them on, let me just show you how to get them back off. What I did is I just bend the leg and I get this tool kind of a little sideways in here. And I kind of like pry it, like get it up in there, and yeah, it pops off. You want to kind of get the tool going that way and then pull up, and yep, it pops. Now, Iron Man is all lit up. He looks pretty good, but you know we have to turn the lights down low. Let's start decreasing the light here, and there we go. Wow. Okay, that's very bright. You can see it's making a bunch of lines on the camera here. Looks very, very good in person though. See, that arc reactor looks amazing. And then the eyes, even, let's go to the back. There's some couple lights on the back. Let me see if I can mess with my settings real quick. Let's see what we can do. If I turn these down, oh dang. Okay, now all you see is lights. If I turn this up, then the lights still are, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what settings to do. You can see, let's see. Yeah, you can see the arc reactor detail. You can see his eyes. Man, yeah, this just looks great. Absolutely love that. So yeah, that looked amazing. I will leave the lights on because I'll probably try one pose with it. Yeah, with the lights on, they aren't the brightest. So to me, they're never going to be on the display. It's just a waste of battery at that point. This is the other reason why I really, really, really want Hot Toys to just go full USB for all their figures. If they could just go full USB, that would be incredible. Because then Iron Man and just any other figure that lights up will be able to light up forever. Or mostly forever, because eventually the lights will probably give out on you. But yeah, for the review, I'll just leave them on for now. Let's look closely at the figure. So up first, of course, we have the beautiful Iron Man helmet. Yes, it looks very good. You got battle damage on the top. I love the red color. You see like how it reflects and then the lighting on it. The gold is a little duller. I mean, it's a similar application, but the metallic red looks very, very good. Then you can see all of this battle damage. Yeah, you can move his arm down. Just what I recommend is always push it back up so the shoulder piece looks a little bit better. Then man, yeah, these shoulders are messed up. You can see all that chest armor damage. Actually, I can show you. This chest piece comes off if you really want to. So yeah, that piece looks awesome. Then they have all this detail underneath. To me, it doesn't really make a ton of sense. I know a lot of the Iron Man diecast can do this, but for this piece, yeah, doesn't make a ton of sense because it's nanotech. So yeah, I guess it looks cool underneath, but nanotech I feel like wouldn't really come off like that, but hey, it's there if you want it. Yeah, the whole battle damage is great. You can see it there, like follows all around it. It's like little scrapes that are like paint applications. You can actually feel a lot of it too. Like you feel those scratches, like more on the shoulder, a lot on like this arm over here. This arm has minimal, but you can swap that one out. We'll do that coming up. Then going down, the legs have a lot of damage too. Man, he's messed up. And then you turn to the back and he's pretty clean. They didn't really battle damage the back of the figure too much. There's like a little bit of speckling here and there, but you're probably not going to see the back too often, so I guess that's fine. But it would have been cool to see something on the back because I assume he got his back messed up too, just as much as the front. But for now, let's go ahead and actually swap out his head. Let's put the actual head sculpt on him. So like you just saw, you just take the helmet off, and for some reason this little magnetic piece comes out if you want it to. I'm just going to leave it in there though, because you take your head sculpt, put it in there, and then push down, and it'll pop into place. That actually looks incredible. Wow. Just even with his arms up, with me holding them, I mean, legs look funny, but yeah, that already looks great. Yeah, that head sculpt in here, because you can see all the battle damage around the actual neck, like his mask is just gone. Wow, I'm impressed. That looks amazing. I know it doesn't have rolling eyeballs. I know it's an older sculpt. I was saying I wish they 2.0 it so we can get an updated sculpt, but just in general with this suit, especially through the camera and just looking at it from a distance, it looks really good. When you get really close, that's when you kind of see the flaws. But man, it's hard to deny that this sculpt fits this suit. It just looks incredible for the figure. I'll leave that on him for a minute because we're going to swap out his hand now. So what you want to do is just, grab the other forearm, go ahead, pick up your figure, get this forearm laid out. I'm going to try to do it on camera. I hate the creaking sounds for these die cast. Like, it just worries me. Like, I always hear it. Like, you hear, even just like rotating them, it's like you hear all that creaking. I know they're very sturdy, but oh, that sound. Ooh, it scares me. But going back to it, I'm going to take it off camera because it's actually a little difficult to hold him and then pull it. And yeah, so you just pull this out like so. And dang, that looks, yeah, it looks like he just got really messed up. Yeah, it just slots in there and you just pull it off. So pretty easy. Then you go ahead and grab your other one. Make sure you have it going the right way. Put it in there. And there we go. I would probably recommend that you turn the batteries off before you do it. Just, electrical wise. But let's turn the lights down low and take a look at this. That is stunning. Every stone lights up the correct color. Like, okay, almost every stone. That one is not lit up. Not sure if that's just an issue, but it's not lit up. But that is great. You can see every color. I mean, kind of. It's hard to see on camera. It's like, maybe from an angle you can kind of see it, and then all the lines are going down. That one doesn't light up though. It's like, I mean, I guess you can kind of see it. It doesn't look great in my opinion. And of course the inside part doesn't really light up, but for some reason it's just red. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it looked like it wasn't lit up at first, but I guess it kind of is. This is definitely the weakest part of it, but it still looks great, especially in person. On camera it's a little hard to show, but yeah, looks great. Now, if you're familiar with diecast Iron Man, you know there's a lot of like hidden flaps and stuff that can open up on them. So let me try to run through that quickly. So first, let me knock out the big ones. So to increase the articulation, this piece actually pulls up. So you can grab him and tug up. See how it kind of opens up there, and that actually helps. Ooh, don't like all these sounds, but yeah, it actually helps with like crunching them forward or back or whatever you need there. So let me put them back like so. You see this piece, yeah, it moves, feels kind of loose, but it has to be loose or else when he bends forward, yeah, it's going to stick out, back, you can push it down, whatever you need. It's a nice little piece. Then another standout is always the legs. The legs, let me move the arm up. You can grab and pull his chest up. Okay, I pulled it off camera to do because it was a little difficult to try to do it. The one tip I'll give you though is just be careful with your grab points because you don't want to like grab here because you saw I pulled it up, and then you don't want to grab like any of these little flaps because you might break them. You just want to be very careful. But you can see they're down now. And then when you lift them up, which, heard another popping sound. Yeah, you can see they won't hit anything. So that gives you more articulation if you want his legs to like go up forward more. Do stuff like that. Yeah, always, if you're going to bend a diecast figure's legs, pull those down. Most of them have it, so just pull them down. Be careful how you do it though. You do not want to break off any flaps that are just plastic staying on there, but once they're down you can get a lot more range of motion out of them. Now let's look at a couple more flaps. You can see his shoulders. If you lift them up, they move, they go down. You can kind of rotate them a little. You can see the arms you can pull down if you want to like have them in like a sort of pose. I guess, yeah, they move down so you can lift the arms up more and then they go down. Then when you have them at his size, just make sure to lift them back up like that so they look normal. And as you saw, I actually slid his bicep. So the bicep moves up. You can, of course, move it back down. But it does that because whenever you actually bend the arm, which this one, yeah, once you push it up, you can see it kind of moves it. So let me do that again. Push that up, moves the bicep arm out of the way. Very convenient. I'm always glad when they think of those little features, you don't break your figure. Then the arms, of course, can move up. You can see that little armor moves with it. Looks very good. Let me actually show you this too. Watch that joint. Okay, well, it's hard to see the joint. Let me try it on this side because this side goes a little straighter. Yeah, you see how that moves? Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but in person, it looks cool, I swear. But basically, this arm's the same with like the movement where you move it up, bicep moves. Just push it down when you're not really moving the arm because you don't want it to just be sticking up out of nowhere. Then also for crunching, you can see these little pieces can move. So when you like bend them down, of course, they move out of the way, kind of with that as well. And it's just nice to have those little pieces. Down for the legs, if you want to move them up or out or stuff, if you're going to hit these little pieces actually move up. Then these on the side can also move. So Yeah, be careful putting them back because this one goes down, then this one goes on top. So just always remember that order. But it's so awesome they think of all these little features so you can actually move the figure and not have any issues. Or at least minimal issues if you're careful. Just be very careful. Moving down to the legs. These, of course, bend very nicely. So you can kind of see it goes all the way up. But what it does, which is really cool, it like sticks there and then it goes up more. So let's watch it again. See how that stays there when you do this? And then once you hit past 90, there you go. Now the actual like armor for the knee moves. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. I did not realize. You know that screw I was just telling you I was missing? When I did that, do you see this? Yeah, the screw fell out. Okay, so when I first thought, okay, let me give you a story now. Okay, when I first saw the screw fell, when I was trying to undo the actual panel, I thought it fell into the leg. I could not find it for the life of me though, but now doing this articulation section, it fell out. I searched the floor, I searched my chair, I searched even my shirt, saying it might have fell in the fabric or something. Like, man, I was searching for this screw. Then the whole time it was just in his leg where I was originally looking. Man, that is crazy. That is honestly the highlight of my review right now because I could not find it. I was going crazy looking for it, and then out of nowhere it just falls out of the leg during the articulation movement figure overview section, and wow. Yeah, that's a highlight for me right now. I'm so glad I found that. So as soon as I'm done showing you the flaps, I'm gonna take that panel off and just screw it back in. That was an unexpected victory for this figure. So getting them back up here to finish this off now, you can see, yeah, they're already coming up, but let me push this back in. Yeah, when his foot's straight, you can see these two panels are up, but you can rotate the foot up. Okay, made a little crunching sound. You might want to move it first, then you can rotate it back. That panel comes up. Very, very nice. So you can have it like straighter and then push them back in and looks good. Then of course the toes, you can just bend these up. Okay, well it's moving the whole thing again, but the toes you can like kind of bend up just like that. This figure, the engineering and everything they put into these little art, or not little, but these Iron Man diecast figures is incredible. I want every Iron Man, but these are so great. The only downside for me is the price. If you get a brand new full price one, it's going to be over $400. That's the downside. I know it's metal. I know there's so much detail. I know they do such an amazing job, but just the price is a little high. I know it's worth the price, but I just have to mention that because since it's all metal and stuff, it's not going to be for everyone. It's, yeah, just know it's a little pricey, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Once I get that screw back in, we're going to do some posing with them. I've been looking forward to this section. There's not a ton of accessories, and we all know at the very end I'm going to do the pose. So now let's just have some fun with this figure. For the first pose, just to get out of the way real quick, I had to go with that shield. I want to get that shield back in the box. It's not going anywhere near my figures. In the movie, it was kind of like holographic looking, so it's not even like an accessory to go off to the side. It's not even a real like metal shield or anything. It looks cool though. He looks awesome holding it. I do like that, but it just doesn't make the most sense to me. In my opinion, this shield is a back in the box. Maybe if you have a Hawkeye that you want him to stand in front of like shielding them, it'll also save space, I guess, if they're kind of close together doing that. But for me, this little clamshell, little plasticky shield is just going back in the box. Looks cool, but not worth keeping outside the box. For this pose, I installed those kind of like crab-like looking blasters. To install them, all you do is the same I did for that Infinity Gauntlet. You just swap out the forearms, pull them off, plug these in, and they also light up. These look very good, and actually, I was actually looking at putting him in a kind of flight pose, but he doesn't come with flight effects, so you can't. So this is an Iron Man you cannot put in a flight pose if, of course, you use the base and everything he comes with. There's no little flame effect, or not flame effects, but blast effects to show that he's flying. There's the pole's not tall enough, so this is an Iron Man that you can't really have fly. Right out of the box, at least. But he looks good still. He's just holding those crab blasters, kind of aiming one, the other one kind of off to the side, and I really like this pose. Looks very good. Real quick, just to show off how good the lighting is on this figure, I had to turn off the lights. Yeah, with these crab blasters are like big flashlights, so it just lights up everything. It looks very good. I actually really like that. So it'd be awesome if it was USB light up. So definitely 2.0 potential there as well. I need to show you guys this real quick. To use the energy sword, they expect you to use these articulatable fingers, and it's horrible. This does not cut it. I've been trying for a while now to get the sword in these hands, wrap the fingers around it, and it just does not stay, no matter what I do. Yeah, there you go. It fell again. So I'm gonna try my best to get the sword in the hands. I can do a pose, but if it doesn't work, I'll let you know here coming up. I'm gonna take another 3 hours trying to do it. But in the meantime, I just had to tell you that this is horrible. They need to start giving us actual dedicated hands for holding stuff, because trying to rely on these fingers is not cutting it at all. Okay, I finally got it. The instructions show you to use the sword the other way around, but that was not working. The hands wouldn't grab it, anything. I could not get that. So I tried it the other way. Still took me a while of futzing with the hands, trying to get it to actually work. But it finally worked out, and here you go. We got him in a pose holding the sword and then also using the little crab blaster. It looks cool, but we all know this Iron Man is not meant to be fighting like this. We have one more pose, and you already know what it's gonna be. Now this pose is the peak of the MCU. The MCU is never gonna have another moment as impactful as this. As a longtime fan of Marvel and the MCU and everything, who grew up watching all these movies from when I was like very, very young, so it was 2008 when the first Iron Man came out, I have loved the MCU, especially Iron Man. He started it all, and he deserves this amazing moment. I know I was saying they're pricey. I know I was saying there's so many Iron Men out there from Hot Toys, but he deserves every single one. Iron Man is such an amazing character. And just to give you my final thoughts, you need this figure. If you like the MCU, if you like Iron Man, if you enjoyed any MCU movie, Endgame, anything, you need this specific figure. This is peak Marvel. This is peak MCU. This is peak Iron Man. When we talk about iconic, I know some of his other suits are more iconic. I personally am not a big fan of nanotech. I like the actual more metal, real looking suits that could probably exist in real life personally. But when it comes to moments, this is peak Iron Man. So I honestly don't know what else to say. If he's still available, just pick him up. You need him. I needed him. I even got him at a discount, which since he's been pretty available because of all the overproduction and stuff, you can probably get a discount yourself. But that's about it. Make sure to tell me what you think about this figure down in the comments. Give this video a like and definitely hit subscribe. I do tons of 6scale stuff over here, so hit subscribe, check out some other videos on my channel. I've done tons of reviews by now, have tons of videos on other stuff, upcoming figures, posing, and everything like that. I look forward to talking to you all again very soon, and as always, stay 6scale.